Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to Mindful Combat. So if this is the first time you checked out my channel or any of my content, why don't you consider joining my growing fight community by hitting the subscribe button below and getting involved in the conversation in the comment section. This video, I'm going to be taking a little post-fight look at UFC 236, in particular the main and co-main events. Now, coming into this fight, there was a couple of, coming into this card, I should say, there was a couple of narratives. Firstly, there was two interim title belts on the line. I don't know where you stand on the interim scale on what your opinions are, but I've never been a huge fan of interim titles, especially when they're not needed. For example, I didn't feel like the lightweight interim title was needed. I felt like, Habib fought not a year ago. I don't think there was a need to introduce it just yet. But I suppose if he's saying he wants to sit out till November, whatever. I also felt like Robert Whittaker's title didn't need an interim belt. So, you know what? But still, all of that aside, there was two very key and important fights in both 155 and 185. And I was incredibly excited coming into this card, and I've been really busy in my personal life, so I haven't really been able to do detailed breakdowns for the way that I would have liked. But these were fights I had a very keen eye on. So let's start with the co-main event. The co-main event was one of the best fights I've seen in a long time. Definitely an early fight of the year contender. It was Israel Adesanya versus Kelvin Gastelum. Now, Israel Adesanya coming into this fight was 16-0, 5-0 in the UFC. Had been fighting in the UFC since February 2018, and there was a ton of hype on him. I wasn't sold. I wasn't sold on Israel Adesanya. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm still not sold now. So, like, when you're looking at Israel Adesanya, who's 5-0 in the UFC, and you're looking through his record, he never had a win that blew me away. So if we go with his most key and most important win, which was his last fight with Anderson Silva, he had a 3-round fight, where he lost a round against a 44-year-old Anderson Silva who hadn't fought in 2 years. Other than that, he had a decision win over Brad Tavares, and he looked good against Derek Brunson. But Derek Brunson's a very reckless guy, and he seemed like he was fighting scared in that fight. So coming into this fight, I was actually picking Kelvin Gastelum. The fight was incredible. When it played out, it was incredible. So Kelvin Gastelum was light on his feet. He boxed well, but Israel Adesanya did well. So he managed his distance well. When he saw the opportunities, he took them. He fought really well. I think one of the things that was key in this fight to me, though, is that Kelvin Gastelum should not be at middleweight. What he really needs to do is get his diet in order, sort himself out, and look to move back down to 170 pounds. He's a big, thick guy, but he's short. He hasn't got much reach. He's not rangy. He's fast, and he makes up for that lack of size, or that size discrepancy, if you will, with speed. And he's got powerful hands. He's got a good chin. He's a great fighter. I'm a big fan of Kelvin Gastelum. He's a proven commodity. But Israel Adesanya exposed that he's far too small for the weight class, in my opinion. And I would really like to see Kelvin Gastelum get his diet in order and drop down to 170. Be more serious about this, because I think at 170 we're looking at a world champion, whereas at 185 we're looking at a top contender. And this is not my opinion alone. This is echoed by Kelvin Gastelum. He hasn't said this in a while, but when he missed weight initially and had to go up, and he fought Nate Marquardt, when he missed weight and fought Tyron Woodley, went up to fight Nate Marquardt. After that, he himself said he feels like he's too small to be competing with the upper echelons of the 185 division, and I think that's come to fruition now. But he still had a good showing from Israel Adesanya, and I'm really looking forward to Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker. Israel Adesanya made a believer out of me. I'm not fully on the hype train just yet, but I believe in his skill set now. So I think Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker is a really appealing fight to me. On to the main event. Just quickly, maybe on Kelvin Gastelum, I would either like to see him drop down to 170 or, take a lower contender at 185. Maybe even just maybe not even a lower contender. Maybe he can fight someone like Paulo Costa, or depending on how that works out, the Paulo Costa could be a lot of fight. But honestly, I want to see him at 170. So I haven't even thought about who he should fight at middleweight. I want to see him at 170. I think that's the perfect fight for him. Maybe a rematch with Neil Magny after Neil Magny's done throwing down with Vincent Luque. That's an appealing fight. Don't know, it's the options. The main event now. So coming into this fight, my God, am I impressed by Dustin Poirier? Sorry about the beeping noise, by the way. That's just irrelevant. But anyway, so yeah, Dustin Poirier came out and he looked. Dustin Poirier has so this was a rematch between these two guys, and since then Dustin Poirier has obviously come up to 155. He's gone 8-1, so 155. He was on a 4-fight win streak, coming off wins of Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje, Anthony Pettis, 3 former world champions. He's a true 155 pounder. He's solid. He's big. He's powerful. But you know what? I had picked Max Holloway coming into this fight because I felt like he would adapt well to 155 pounds. Max Holloway is absolutely incredible. He's one of the pound for pound best in the world, and I think a lot of Max Holloway. What happened is he came in, the fight played out in a very surprising way to me. He struggled with the power of Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier was hitting him, and he was hitting him hard, and every punch he got with Max, he got Max's attention. So I was anticipating that Max was going to be able to, weather the storm and come on strong and be able to get a finish in the later rounds. That's not how it played out. Dustin Poirier looked incredible. He got a clean, smooth decision. That was the rightful decision as well. I'm very impressed by Dustin Poirier, and I'm looking forward to the fight with him and Khabib Nurmagomedov. Honestly, I would rather see, I'll probably get a lot of flack for this, but I would rather see Dustin Poirier versus Tony Ferguson. Ultimately, there's no fight I want more at 155 pounds than Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. But Dustin Poirier is very much in that mix. I'm very excited to see him fight someone like Khabib Nurmagomedov, and that's a great fight that I'm really looking forward to. I'll pick Khabib, but I'll do a breakdown for that at a later date. For Max Holloway, I think he may be big and rangy, but he's not a 155er. Well, maybe he could be a 155er. I mean, I suppose he did just fight for an interim belt when he had a very competitive fight with Dustin Poirier, but I think he needs to get down to 145. That's where it's at for him. He needs to be fighting at 145. He needs to go on a run at 145, would keep defending his title at 145 even, and then we can see what's next for him. And so guys, that's my thoughts and opinions on the main and co-main event from UFC 236. Comment below and let me know what you guys thought, and let me know what you guys are looking forward to in terms of play matchmaker. Let me know who you want these guys to fight next. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Mindful Combat. Thank you.